Hello, hello, my tingle people, my tingle people, my tingle people. We are out here on the porch. It's pretty rainy, as you can hear. I apologize if it's kind of loud. I'm doing my best. But we've got our Halloween spritz right here. Let's give it a little taste. Oh yeah, that's good. It tastes like one of those push-up pops. I used to get them from the general store. They taste just like this, so I wonder if that's how the push-up pops came into effect. I've got our magazine right here, and we're going to set it down here and flip through and see what's inside. I'm super excited. Oh wow, so starting out, this is October 1966. Can you believe for only 50 cents? That's insane to me. This is like one of my favorite animations. Like, look at this pumpkin, it's so cute. And the little kitties on the front of it. And this little dog, it's so cute. I have one that I really wanted to read to you. So, we'll start out with The Haunted House by Louis Makila, I think is how you pronounce it. Wally, on his way home from his cousin's, took the shortcut via the winding haunted house road, and because of the late bewitching hour, he found the ghosts out in numbers, blocking all roads but one. Can you help Wally get past the haunted house without running into any of this scary looking ghost? Stay on the lines. Oh, so this is so cute. This is like a little maze thing, trying to get through the ghost into the house without running into them. That's so cute. I don't have enough IQ for that, so we're not going to do that. That Spritz taste so good. I'm not feeling soberish. I'm giddy and Octoberish. I think of Halloween and you and all the happy things we do. Well, hi there. I'm gay as a dicky bird in spring, ready to hop and skip and sing, to joke and laugh at everything, even myself. I'm a funny looking fellow, as well you know, but I don't mind. I can go to a party and clown around without even wearing a costume. Speaking of parties, Tommy, the boy next door, is giving a Halloween party, and I've promised to help him plan it. He's gonna help Tommy plan it. Tommy is going to be a pirate eye patch and everything. I can't wait to see the other masqueraders. There's bound to be a grand assortment of sailors, gypsies, witches, and ghosts. Of that you can be sure. Last Saturday, to get things rolling, Pete Pigeon flew me to the country. We stopped at a farm where there were acres and acres of corn shocks. Pete and I played hide and go seek among them with a friendly band of field mice. Then I remembered why we had come. I hoped to find a just right jack-o'-lantern pumpkin, and we saw a field of golden yellow beauties. I was having a tie, trying to decide which one was best, when Pete spied the biggest pumpkin I'd ever seen. I gave it a push, but it didn't budge. I shoved as hard as I could, and it finally rolled just a smidgen of an inch. Guess that's the one you want, Pete said. But how are we going to get it home when we can hardly move it? I am home, a mellow voice said, and I'm staying right here. My socks and garters. The voice was coming from the pumpkin. Guess what happened next? That pumpkin lifted his head, jumped to his feet, and towered over me. Look at him. The pumpkin's towering over him. That's cute. Pete Pigeon looked up. Good afternoon, Jack, he stuttered with a great presence of mind. Call me John, the pumpkin directed. John Pumpkinhead. When I finally found my tongue, I explained about Halloween and how important jack-o'-lanterns are, and that we had chosen him because he was so handsome. I didn't know pumpkins were people. I apologized. I always thought they were just pumpkins. Oh, you did? Well, some people are pumpkin heads, so why shouldn't pumpkins be people? observed John reasonably. Since we can't take you, may we have one of the other pumpkins? Pete asked. Nope, John said flatly. But I'll tell you what, I'll come to your party and light things up for you. I just love parties. How you get there? I asked. Oh, I have my ways. The pumpkin answered mysteriously. You can count on me. If John Pumpkinhead makes a promise, John Pumpkinhead keeps that promise. That's so cute. I love this vintage style of animation. There's a dog in an outfit. Looks like a little boy dressed up here. A rabbit. One with a little Santa Claus hat. It's really cute. He did too. At 8 o'clock sharp on Halloween, he was knocking at my door. We went to Tommy's house together. From then on, John took over and was the life of the party. He cast a mellow glow over the entire place, told jokes, showed us new games, then pow, just like that, he disappeared, and I woke up. Yes, it was all a dream. Party's party. Tommy's party isn't a dream though. It's for real, and I'm invited. Are you going to any parties? Tell me about your costume, won't you? You're looking for the mailman, pal. Parky Puppet. That's such a cute story. I love that. They've got lots of different stories in here. I won't read them all, because you may not want to hear them, but so cute. But I guess these were hand-drawn. The pictures look like they were hand-drawn. Diz and Liz. It's sad. This leaf will never see its mother again. You know, I always kind of thought about that. How leaves, never go back to the trees. It is kind of sad. Millions and millions of homeless leaves all over the world. Oh, so they've got, games to play. A graph of, different things. Gum, crayons, keys. 5 cents. Let's read this one. Have a party for Halloween. For unusual and effective decorations for your party, make all the masks on the preceding pages. Hang them on walls and curtains among black cats and pumpkins cut from crepe paper. The festival atmosphere will put your guests in a gay mood from the start. Your refreshment table will have a special party air with an old witch to crown a black magic cake, and individual place cards masking big juicy apples. The old witch is easy to make. Cut 2 faces from the orange felt and stick on a notebook reinforcements for eyes. Glue faces together over the top of an orange pipe cleaner. Glue on hair of black yarn and a black felt hat, shape for each side. Twist bottom of pipe cleaner around a toothpick to push into the cake. Cut a 4-inch length of mesh vegetable bag and gather around neck. Fasten with an orange pipe cleaner and extend ends of this cleaner for arms. Ink a pipe cleaner, black for broom handle, and make broom of black yarn or fringed black felt. Twist ends of arms to hold broom in place. Make cat, witch, jack-o'-lantern. Place card masks with construction paper and crayons. Letter guest names in the lower panel and fold it to lay flat on table. With scraps of bright yarn, tie a mask on an apple for each place. That's so cool. So you can play games with all of those materials. The blind postman. See what's on the next page. Oh, I love this. Here's the page for our drink right here. This is the witch's brew. Pour iced ginger ale over orange sherbet to make a delicious drink for your party guests. And it proved to be very good. Let me know if you want to see me maybe on Patreon or my second channel make this cake. I would love to make a black magic cake. It says bake a spice cake mix according to directions on package. Cover with fudge frosting. When frosting is set, mix a cup of confectioner sugar with enough water to blend. Add orange food coloring and decorate cake. Top with old witch. That is so cool. So, spice cake mix, sugar, tricky treats by Lucy Kirpin. This is one of my favorite parts of the entire magazine was the food stuff. Make jack-o'-lanterns by spreading cheddar cheese mix on round crackers. Triangular bits of pimento make a nose and eyes. A curl of green pepper is the mouth. For sandwiches, that's cute. Spread dark bread with potted meat or any other favorite sandwich filling. Cut sandwiches diagonally. An olive slice makes the eye. Hat brim is a strip of green pepper or pickle, and mouth is a bit of pimento. Stick features on with a touch of mayonnaise. How neat! I would love to try this. Glue this page to a sheet of paper with Elmer's glue. Glue all. So I want to look at this. Their packaging really hasn't changed since the 1960s apparently, because it still looks pretty much the same. At least like the bottle you can see here, it's pretty much the same. Glue this page to a sheet of paper with Elmer's glue all. Let dry, then cut out pieces. Fold eye sections and glue to backs as shown in sketch. I guess this is the sketch that they're talking about. That's cute. And like you can do an owl too. I love that. If you wish, glue a cardboard prop at back below owl's eyes, so figures will stand or hang them at eye level with a bit of mystic cloth tape. Walk by and watch those eyes. They follow you. That's so neat. So like, it's kind of like in those old pictures where the eyes, like, you walk around it and the eyes it gives the optical illusion that they're following you. That is so neat that they show you how to do that. Elmer's wonderful world of paper fun tells you how to make interesting and amusing things. Oh my gosh, look at this. They've got some vintage photos in here. I love this. A visit to the Santa Maria. You know, around Thanksgiving time, I always think about, like, not the Santa Maria, but the Mayflower, and like the Pilgrims. I know that this is unrelated to that, but I'm so glad that they included something like this, because it always reminds me of like the Thanksgiving vibes. So I love these vintage pictures. I just want to look at a couple of these. Mother ready to go aboard. I'm standing between Alex and Guy. So there they all are standing there. So I guess the colored film was kind of already in the 1960s. I didn't really live, obviously, through that period, so. But this is cute. I look at her hairstyle. The mom's hairstyle. That's cute. I think that the hairstyles back in the 50s and 60s are just so neat, especially like the women's hairstyles. A lot of the men's are like slicked back looking ones, but look at even the dog. You can see right here that the dog has like a little bow in. That's cute. And this little girl here. It looks like they're looking at a figure of the cabin boy. Look at this, you guys. October 1966. I love this. Look at the vintage design of the squirrel. That's so cute. I love this. It gives me like Disney vibes, like the old vintage Disney movies. I love that so much. Let's look at what, if anything, changed on the calendar since then. So October 1966. Oh, suns and skies and clouds of June and flowers of June together, ye can rival for 1 hour October's bright blue weather. That's true. October does have a lot of bright blue weather. And it does get rainy too. Mohandas Gandhi was born 1869. Fall Foliage Festival begins the 6th, 7th, 8th. Look, that's so cute. They've got a little man jumping into the leaf piles. That's one thing that I haven't done this year, is make a leaf pile. They've got the Chicago Fire, 1871. Wasn't the Chicago Fire like when, like, there was a sickness, but the Chicago Fire was actually like a blessing in disguise or something? I can't remember. Columbus discovered America, 1492. Columbus sailed the ocean blue. Have you decided what to be this Halloween, 17th to the 18th? You guys are going to see what I'm going to be. But tell me what you're going to be for Halloween in the comments. I want to hear what you're going to be. That's so cute. It gives me Charlie Brown vibes. Wouldn't you like to dive into a pile of leaves a mile high? How cute. dogs right here. So cute. Oh my gosh, y'all, look at this. Look at the vintage Barbies. Barbie and Francie have brand new dresses, and where they're going is up to your guesses. Look at all of these outfits, like the hairstyles and everything. Wow, that is so cute. And like the hood on this one, see, they don't make them like this, and like the material looks completely different too. I feel like it may just be the type of print, but oh look, you've got some pictures of the Canyonlands National Park. Just some pictures in America. Wow, I love this type of photography. And I mean, it reminds me of like Gunsmoke. I don't know if any of you know what Gunsmoke is, but it's like a really old TV show. Take a drink of the Halloween Spritz. If you would like to see these over and over, we've got 139 others. But look at these. The vintage Disney movies, Pinocchio, The Swiss Family Robinsons, Cinderella, Sounds from the Stars, The Wizard of Oz, Peter Pan, Hoot and Howl, and the Hiccups. A witch with a scowl who called herself Howl had a friend who called herself Hoot. They were both dressed in black, from the front to the back, from hat to top to coal black boot. I'm afraid to go out, cried Howl with a pout. I remember last Halloween night, kids dressed up like goblins and gruesome hobnoblins all gave me a terrible fright. That's funny to see the witches getting scared. Hoot had an idea to get rid of Howl's fear, so she whipped up an old witch's brew. She added some lizards, some dry leaves, and gizzards, and even the sole of a shoe. She started around and made a weird sound as she ladled it into a cup. This should do the trick. It won't make you sick. Howl drank it and started to hiccup, hiccup. It was all so bewitching when Howl started twitching. She looked very strange and quite gaunt. She screeched and she crackled. I'm off now, she cackled, to find little children to hunt. 3 children looked up when they heard her hiccup. There was 1 little girl and 2 boys. Said Howl, I'll reward them. And then flew right towards them with a horrible hiccuping noise. They shivered and shook. They screamed, we can't look. Their little teeth started to chatter. But hiccuping Howl just said with a scowl, now what in the world, hic, is the matter? The boy they called Joe said, please let us go, and I'll show you how hiccups are stopped. Hold your breath and then count up to 10. Howl did it, but then she hiccuped. Hiccup, then hiccup. She just couldn't stop. With a wink, little Joe saved the day. He said with a shout, there's a ghost, Howl, look out. And he frightened Howl's hiccups away. Oh, thank you, said Howl. She didn't even scowl. But may I make one more request? Will you please scream with fear so the others will hear and think that I frightened you best? Their screams and their scritches were heard by the witches. Right over to Howl they all twirled. They gathered around her, and Hoot came and crowned her the wickedest witch in the world. They've got her in a chair, the wickedest witch in the world. And all the witches flying around. It's so cute. So that is the story of Hiccuping Howl and her witch friends. Not one of them knew that the children were faking their screaming and shaking. We'll keep Howl's secret, won't you? I love that. I love that kind of poetry. It's really cute. Oh, looky here. We've got some different kids from different states back in that time. Nikki Wilson, Richard Wolko, Mark Lead, Miriam Diamond. I'm curious to see like some of the names that really aren't used anymore as much. Like Polly, you really never hear of kids named Polly anymore. That's kind of a vintage name at this point. They've got some. Oh, look at the puppy. This is so cute. I love these pictures. Very cute. Puppy jumping around in the leaves. That's neat. They've got an autumn crossword puzzle. The ruler of a country. Color red and yellow leaves finally turn. A kind of earth. A tall woody plant. Used in jack-o'-lanterns and pies always. So they kind of give you hints, I guess. Oh look, they've got some party pages. Perky puppet. Riddles. What 4 letters could end a game of hide and seek? Where was Solomon's temple? What did one Halloween ghost say when he met the other Halloween ghost? Why does a Halloween witch ride a broom? What did the old lady witch say to the twin girl witches? Now I wonder how they would find out. I wonder if they revealed them on TV or what. I'm not sure. Okay, so this is the last story that I'm going to read to you, okay? By Marjorie Ellen Gardner. On the way to the library, Lori Green bought a false nose. On the way home, she bought a big artificial wart. Halloween would be so fun, after all. She hadn't thought so, when she first decided that she was too old to go trick-or-treating this year. And her brother George decided he was too old to go on being the Green Witch. Now she would be the Green Witch, and that was much more fun than collecting a sack full of jelly beans and bubble gum. The job of the Green Witch was to answer the doorbell when the trick-or-treaters rang and give them fresh, homemade gingerbread men. These were handed out from the old black pot that had belonged to great-grandmother Green. The pot looked just like a witch's cauldron. "I'll be the spookiest witch our family ever had," Lori said, as she handed George the library books. George had broken an ankle playing football and asked her to get him some science books so that he could work on a report. "Do you like my new nose and my wart?" she asked. She was surprised that George didn't tell her they would improve her looks. All he said was, "Halloween is tomorrow night. When are you and Mother going to make the gingerbread man?" Mother looked in from the kitchen. "We have a problem this year," she said. "There'll be considerably more than the dozen ghosts and goblins who used to come. The new development across the bridge has lots of young children. My friend Chuck told me that last year they had 67 trick-or-treaters in their development," George said. "How did they even know about 6-7 back then? That's crazy." I don't even know what 6-7 means, but I'm sure one of you knows, and one of you does. Okay. That was so... Why did I bring that up? 67, Lori exclaimed. "I'll sit on the front porch by my cauldron and hand out cookies like a mechanical witch. I don't know quite what to do." Mother sighed. "For 67 possible trick-or-treaters, we'd have to multiply the ingredients in the cookie recipe many, many times. And the money and time could be better be used somewhere else. I'm afraid we'll have to give them bubblegum this year. But I've already told a lot of the new kids they'd get something special here," Lori said. "We might cut round gingerbread cookies and decorate them like jack-o'-lanterns," Mother said. "But that would still require about 5 times the recipe, and I haven't time today. I can't absolutely promise that I will tomorrow." "I'll help after school," Lori said. "And George will too, won't you, George?" George was looking over his library books. "You've made a pretty good selection, Lori. But why this one on horoscopes? Aren't horoscopes a science?" "It's a fortune-telling, idiot. And according to this forecast, I shouldn't start any ventures tomorrow. So cookie making is out for me." Lori laughed. "Tell me, what's my fortune?" George pretended to read. "Tomorrow, you'll get a new brain to match your new nose." "The Green Witch needs a new brain," Lori said. She really was concerned. Would Mother find time to make the cookies, even with her help? What special treat could they give otherwise? She was worried about it all the next day at school. When she came home, she was disappointed to find no spicy aroma, no sounds of activity from the kitchen. George looked up from his typewriter to explain. Dad was called out of town on business, and Mother had to take him to the airport. She left $1 here for you to buy something for your 60-plus possibles. But what can I buy that would be special? Asked Lori. She just couldn't reach into the witch's cauldron and pull out an ordinary sort of treat. Maybe I could make those cookies myself, she said. But so many. I have enough trouble helping Mother, which is 18. The dough sticks to everything. I'd help, but I just make a mess, George said. I'm having enough difficulty with this science report. I'm sick of it. I wish you could hand it out in little pieces to the trick-or-treaters. Lori whooped with excitement. You've given me an idea. How many carbons can you do at once? George made a funny face. We're going to make carbon cookies? Lori laughed. Something special doesn't have to be edible. Kids get enough sweets anyway. We'll give them fortunes. We don't have time to make them all look different. So we'll make carbons. I'll look through that horoscope book for ideas and tell you what to type. George zipped paper and carbon sheets into the typewriter. I can do 6 copies at once, but keep them short, please. Here's a good one. You will find happiness in a warm friendship. She wanted some funny ones, too, so she began inventing her own. You will adopt a large family of chipmunks and avoid eating toadstools, were her favorites. That night, the Green Witch reached into her cauldron 94 times. Then she had to write some more fortunes in a hurry. The 67 possibles actually amounted to 103 trick-or-treaters, but I know some of them came back for seconds, Lori told her mother later. I'm so glad I thought of fortune treats. I guess that was a real horoscope George read. The one about my getting a new brain. No, Mother said with a smile. You have just learned to use your perfectly good old one. That's so fun. And that is pretty much the end of this magazine. I loved flipping through this with you guys. Thank you so much for doing it with me. I had so much fun flipping through this magazine with you guys, and I know it's not my normal type of videos that I do, but I just wanted to share this with you, and thank you so much for going through this adventure with me. So thank you so much for watching.